Recording has begun.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Shahzad Hussain and I live at 20 Primary Way in Bradford, Undercliff, UK. And today is the 2nd of November 2023 and the time is around about I think 10 to 4 and today is 86 days that my brother's been kidnapped and taken by the authorities without any update about his health and welfare. And whilst in the background, the authorities are colluding and conspiring like little vultures, alright, all colluding and conspiring to try to take me down once again. I'm a bit stressed out today because I've received some further information from the courts that the next hearing is listed for the 17th, which is quite clearly, I avoided the 17th of October contrivance. So this is just all a setup. This is quite clearly the Judge Wilcox, Judge Mitchell, and Circuit Judge Gosnell are on the private take of the local authority. It's got nothing to do with evidence. All they're now looking to do is trying to get me out of the house by hook or by crook. And what they've now determined is that they're going to try to orchestrate a situation where they can do me for contempt of court, put me to prison, and then that way they get me out of the house. Because the legal case is falling apart. They have got no legal case. Hence why my brother was abducted on the 8th of July. I had put in a case dismissal application on the 1st of August, which was which was first submitted and made the parties made aware of, particularly the Housing Association and District Judge Mitchell on the 17th of on the I think the 18th of July, and when I put in the case dismissal application on the 1st of August, they said, oh no, we'll deal with it when the next listed hearing on the 9th of October. And then subsequently, when I put in the appeal application on the 7th of August, within 24 hours, the police were here, they kidnapped my brother, arrested me, and now, won't tell me where he is. And that quite clearly is circumstantial, highly circumstantial evidence to suggest that they only did this because I have a legitimacy and validity, and now they're moving the bail date forward because they don't have anything. What have they got? They got a dirty house which is being neglected as a result of the Housing Association's refusal to give us a tenancy agreement that we're entitled to, and as a consequence of the local authority spearheading this in the background by commissioning the services of the judiciary, the judges, the courts. It's just all pathetic. And what they effectively want, they want to have be in their positions of privilege and authority over the public that they serve. Because they make a lot more money now. District judges, I learned, are on £120,000 a year. So not only does that come with privilege, that comes with hubris and pride that we are above you because we make more money than you, and that's what it comes down to, isn't it? They're stating to me that because I'm on £70 a week on carers allowance, and they're forcing me to be on this in order to. I mean, how is that exactly lawful? Paying somebody £70 a week at a time of a cost of living crisis, at a time when they require from you 35 hours a week, which I don't do, by the way. I don't do 35 hours a week. I end up doing 168 hours a week. I charge £1 million a week. So just as the judges feel so hubris and pride that they're above me because they're earning more money than me, well, I in fact my charges are on several orders of magnitude more than yourself. And it doesn't, and that shouldn't be the case, should it? It shouldn't be that somebody who's a rich man should not be more valuable or privileged than a poor man in the eyes of the law. But obviously, that's what the rhetoric is, isn't it? The reality is very different. It's full of corrupt. Oh, one thing I was going to say is that I've recently published, in fact, yesterday, I published a conversation with the solicitor, Housing Association, Manningham Housing Association solicitor, Mr. Jonathan Smith. Okay, he's from DWF, and I published that call yesterday. I mean, I'm sure you can locate it. It's on the 1st of November. I published a very lengthy call, and I was very frank and direct with him. And I published that call of a voice message, which was they're forcing me to leave voice message because they don't want to engage with me. So I published that yesterday. Today, 24 hours later, I've got a notice from YouTube saying that there's a privacy complaint. I mean, you could not make this stuff up. A solicitor who's everywhere, and I've then done a bit more digging around to say, well, exactly what is the privacy here? You've not, your name is not private, your photograph is not private because it's in the public domain. I got that from the internet. I went to your website, And in addition to this, your name is plastered everywhere. In fact, you own company DWF. That's your company. You're a director at the company, so your date of birth is even published. So Mr. Jonathan Smith of DWF, his birth date is July 1982. That information is publicly available at Company House, which is the DWF company where he's a director of. So what you're talking about, I violated your privacy. No, you see what they want to do is they want to say that we're in a position of privilege as solicitors, as barristers, as judges, and don't even look at us, don't even talk about us. All right, we are now a process. We are a position, a judge, a solicitor, a barrister, and we will make those decisions behind that veil of secrecy for ourselves. But you don't have any secrecy, and the bottom line is that they are just trying to fool the public into believing something that's untrue. They are the ones that need to be under scrutiny. They are the ones that are taking public money, such as District Judge Mitchell and District Judge Wilcox, amongst many of the others, are earning £120,000 of our public money to dispense justice, to dispense their function. The solicitor, Mr. DWF, Jonathan Smith, is making, no doubt his hourly rate is £200-300 an hour. Where's that money coming from? Nobody's going to work and giving that money to him. It's coming through, no doubt, through legal aid agencies. No, there are other public, not maybe directly for legal aid or direct public funding, but indirect public funding through housing association. Where's the housing association getting money from? It's getting money from the public, isn't it? So Manningham Housing Association gets money. Where does that get money from? It's a social housing, so they get money from the local authority in housing benefit. So it once again trickles down to the public purse, doesn't it? Whether directly in the case of judges and whether on legal aid firms or indirectly through the solicitors of a housing association, they all get paid money handsomely. And then what they want to do is they want to have the right to privacy and the right to anonymity whilst making key decisions that effectively end somebody else's life or harm and cause neglect. And then they want to say, well, we are regulated by such and such. Well, if you're regulated, the regulators are not obliged to hold you to account. Officially they are. Unofficially they rarely do. I mean, I've taken the cases to the legal ombudsman, and it was just a whitewashing exercise. So it's all this fraud and corruption, and I'm just, as you can see, I'm a bit distressed today because having to deal with solicitors, and the solicitors, it just beggars belief, these people that are soliciting, and the only other people that solicit is the oldest profession in the world, are prostitutes. And there's no difference between solicitors and prostitutes. In fact, a prostitute will at least try to leave you with a smile on your face, whereas a solicitor who solicits for your business will always leave you in a miserable state of affairs and take all your money from you. I mean, what's the difference between a solicitor and a prostitute? One is selling their body, the other is selling their trust and authority or privilege. It's all the same. And what do they get paid for? Writing letters. They all work together. They're all grossly incompetent, underfunded, and moronic and malevolent. And then they say that it's and I as a private citizen am being subjected to tyranny. My brother now 86 days there. Can you imagine somebody just coming, the police just coming to take you without explanation while you're suffering mental health problems, just coming to take you from your house, from your family, and holding you hostage for 86 days without telling you your rights, without giving you access to your family? I mean, this is just goes against the founding principles of the law. The founding principle, one of which being habeas corpus. Bring the court before the law. Let there be a just process to deny somebody the freedom and liberties. But in this case, no, it doesn't really matter, innit? It's because we're Pakistanis. It's because we're Muslims. That's why the laws don't really apply to us. Those laws that you see and the rights that you see others have, they're not equally dispensed out. Obviously, why do you think me and my brother are suffering at this? The laws are there to protect us. They can't touch us. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to twist and turn and manipulate the laws in order to achieve their objectives, so that they can achieve their objectives. It's quite clearly fraudulent and deceptive and cruel and inhumane, the actions that they're taking against me and my brother. But ultimately, they are saying that nobody's going to hold us to account. Hence why I'm being forced to publicize everything, sitting here in the cold, in the rain, talking to myself, recording this and publicizing it, like a madman. Because that's what they want in it. They want me to go crazy, so then they can come and offer me assistance and help on medication. This is another scam. So if you're listening to this and you're on medication, you're being scammed, all right? You think, oh, I need the medication. You don't need the medication. There's no such illnesses that you have that require lifelong medication, other than if you've got diabetes. And this is another thing. They're trying to get my brother to have diabetes, force him to have diabetes, so they can have control over him. You ain't gonna do nothing if you're hooked on drugs, are you? Whether that's prescription medication or recreational drugs, it's all the same to these people. They want you hooked on drugs, lazy, fat, and incompetent, so that they can have control and dominance over you and be an authority over you when they themselves are clearly corrupt. They are wolves. They are in sheep's clothing, acting to build up trust. They are vultures, bloodthirsty after the vulnerable, preying on the weak and the vulnerable. That's what these people are. And when I bring them to the account, they don't like it. So I think we should just leave it there today. Today is the 2nd of November, and obviously I'm being challenged once again by everybody in the state to mentally break me. But inshallah, God willing, I'm still strong, and I'll still continue to fight the good fight until the bitter end. I'm not going to go silently into that good night. I'm going to rage against them because they're all liars, cheats, and crooks. Trying to take down my YouTube videos. Come and talk to me. Why are you refusing to talk to me? They're refusing to talk to me because they know the fact that they're going to incriminate themselves by answering some of my very simple and basic questions. Absolutely horrendous. Let's just end it there. I'm not going to kill myself. I'm not suicidal. And if anything bad happens to me, it's as a result of the joint enterprise by Bradford Council and all its lackeys and subordinates.